In Pokemon, it initially seems pretty clear how leveling up works. Your Pokemon needs some amount of experience to reach the next level, it gains that experience and levels up, rinse and repeat. But how is the amount of experience needed calculated? Continuing our series on convoluted Pokemon mechanics, on this episode of Over-Explaining Games, we will be doing Pokemon LevelUp Groups Explained. So what are LevelUp Groups? Simply, it's how Pokemon games determine the experience a Pokemon needs to reach the next level. The rough logic is as follows. The game keeps track of the total amount of experience that a Pokemon has received and how much total experience is needed to level up. Once your Pokemon matches or exceeds that level of experience, the game looks up the total experience needed for the next level using a function based on the Pokemon's LevelUp group and ensures that the Pokemon has not exceeded that level of experience, else it levels up again. And once the Pokemon reaches level 100, it stops the Pokemon from leveling up further. There are two important points here. First is that all Pokemon of the same species are in the same LevelUp group. And secondly, every evolutionary family is in the same group, so you can't move groups by evolving or prevent the moving of groups by preventing evolution. To start, there are 6 main LevelUp groups, 4 from Generation 1 and 2 more added in Generation 3. The 4 main LevelUp groups are Fast, Medium Slow, and Slow. The LevelUp function for Fast is 4/3 n cubed, it's n cubed for Medium Fast, 5/4 n cubed for Slow, and 6/4 n cubed minus 15 n squared plus 100 n minus 140 for Medium Slow. An important note is that this is the total experience needed to reach that level, not the experience needed from the previous level. And N is the level that you are trying to reach. The Fast group typically has Pokemon that are normal and fairy types, such as Clefairy. The Slow group has mostly legendary and pseudo-legendary Pokemon, and nearly all other Pokemon are either the Medium Fast or the Medium Slow group. All starters are in the Medium Slow group. The other 2 experience groups, Erratic and Fluctuating, were introduced in Generation 3, and have almost exclusively only Pokemon that were introduced in Generation 3. The equations for these are extremely disgusting, so instead of typing them out and reading them out, I'm just going to have you look at these pictures, which are from Bulbapedia. In general, I'd say that these groups are extremely rare and aren't really worth looking into, but they're pretty fun since the equations are crazy. One other major thing is that these are piecewise, and they're also degree 4 relative to the degree 3 and continuous functions that are used in the other groups. This means to math nerds that they can have many more local minimums, maximums, and inflection points, which is especially seen in the fluctuating group. The flooring of division also adds another element that adds other inflection points, and honestly, for a math nerd like me, it's really cool to see how these functions behave. So now we're on to comparing the groups. First, here's a classic picture that I found on Bulbapedia, but has been basically permeated all over the internet. It maps experience points divided by levels cubed on the y-axis and level on the x. And here's my recreation, which I'm actually really happy with. I think mine is much nicer, and you can actually see why fluctuating is named that way. Look at all those inflection points. Keep in mind that this graph is the total XP, not the marginal XP, and it's not the XP needed to get to the next level. That's this graph. But this graph is a little hard to read, and that's why I created this new graph, which is the marginal XP divided by the level squared. The reason I did this is because 4 of the LevelUp groups are cubic, and this is functionally the piecewise derivative of those graphs. And the derivative of a cubic is a quadratic, so dividing by level squared should leave us with a few of them that are constant and a few that are changing a lot, as we see in this graph. Some observations from looking at these 2 graphs is that Fast, Medium, and Slow are all pretty adequately named. Medium Slow is all over the place and is actually very fast early on, but then gets slower over time. And Erratic starts the slowest but ends the fastest. And Fluctuating starts the fastest but ends the slowest. Erratic is really crazy in that it only needs 8,000 XP to reach level 100 from 99. For context, Fast needs about 24,000, and Medium Fast needs about 30,000 experience to go from level 99 to level 100. And Fluctuating, on the opposite end of the spectrum, needs a whopping 68,000 experience to go from level 99 to level 100. Because the graphs aren't the easiest way to compare groups precisely, I made these 2 charts. The first chart compares the total experience needed to reach different levels for each of the groups. In the middle of the chart, the name and range listed is when that function is the fastest compared to the other function. Redundant cells are not filled, and redundant rows and columns are removed, so you might have to look a little bit for the combinations that you're looking for. Some observations from this chart is that Medium Slow is actually faster than Fast until level 30, and Medium Slow is faster than Medium Fast until level 68. Fluctuating always starts the fastest and it ends up the slowest, whereas Erratic starts the slowest and ends up the fastest. This next chart is marginal XP. It essentially tells the same story, so I'm not going to get too into it, but you can feel free to pause to look at it if you'd like. And finally, just for some more context, here's the required experience for each group to reach level 50 and level 100. So, in conclusion, there are 4 main groups: Fast, Medium Slow, and Slow. Normal and fairy types are generally fast, legendaries are generally slow, and other Pokemon are in the middle, except for Generation 3, where some Pokemon are in the fluctuating and erratic groups as well. These groups help explain why it feels like it takes forever to level up legendary Pokemon, while it feels really quick to level up your starting Pokemon. Finally, if you'd like to see the code for everything I've done, make sure to check out the notebook in the description. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos. I think you'll also find them interesting. I hope you learned something, and have a good night.